The Jefferson paradox: what America's founders really thought about vaccines and religious freedom. In an era where political figures frequently invoke the Founding Fathers, Mike Johnson yesterday, a striking truth emerges. Thomas Jefferson, whose name is often cited in modern political discourse, was one of America's earliest and most passionate vaccine advocates. The forgotten legacy. Jefferson didn't just support vaccination, he practiced it. He personally vaccinated his family and championed Doctor Benjamin Waterhouse's efforts to spread smallpox vaccination throughout the young nation. This wasn't a casual endorsement, it was a commitment to public health based on scientific evidence and rational thinking. A tale of two principles. Jefferson's approach to both vaccination and religious freedom reveals a consistent philosophy. He advocated for evidence-based medical practices. He insisted on separation of church and state. He promoted rational discourse over emotional appeals. He prioritized public welfare over individual misconceptions. The modern disconnect. Today's selective interpretation of Jefferson's principles presents a logical contradiction. Those who oppose vaccination while claiming to honor the founders' intent must reconcile their position with Jefferson's clear advocacy for vaccines. Those who invoke Jefferson's name while mixing religion with governance must explain why they reject his explicit warnings about keeping church and state separate. The logical conclusion. If we truly respect the founders' wisdom, we must acknowledge their embrace of scientific progress, their commitment to reason over superstition, their understanding that public health measures serve the common good, their insistence on secular governance. The challenge: to claim alignment with the founders' principles while rejecting their stance on vaccines and religious separation requires one of two admissions. Either we don't truly respect their wisdom, or we're selectively choosing which wisdom to follow. There's no logical middle ground. The evidence is clear: our founders were champions of science, reason, and the separation of church and state. To honor their legacy means embracing these principles in full, not cherry-picking what suits current political narratives. Moving forward. The path forward requires intellectual honesty. We must either fully embrace the founders' principles, including their support for public health measures and secular governance, admit that we've departed from their vision and justify why any other position fails the test of logical consistency. In today's political climate, where vaccines are questioned and religion increasingly enters governance, we face a choice: honor the full legacy of figures like Jefferson, or acknowledge we've chosen a different path. We cannot claim both while remaining intellectually honest. The question isn't whether Jefferson would support modern vaccination. History shows he already did. The question is whether we're willing to follow the logical, reasoned path he laid out for us.